So in this video, I'm going to go over the linear equations questions. The first thing you're asked to do is to change these equations into y equals. It's just a really important skill to have. So we're just going to rearrange them. So first, I know there's two sides to each equation. I want y alone, so I'm going to move everything else that's on that side of the equation. So I need to get rid of the plus 3. To undo plus 3, you're going to subtract 3. So 3 minus 3 is canceled. I have y by itself. So I have y equals. Even though the y is on the other side, still a y equals equation. X and 3 cannot be combined because they're not like terms, so you just keep them both, x minus 3. Okay? I have y here, and the 3 and the 2 are on the same side, so I need to get rid of those. Always get rid of your addition subtraction first. So I'm going to move the 3 first, and I'm going to subtract it with the 4, because that's a like term. So keep the x. 2 minus 3 is a positive 1, y over 2. Okay, this y is being divided by 2, and the opposite of dividing is to multiply. When you multiply by 2, that's the opposite operation, so it's going to cancel it out and leave you the y by itself. But if I multiply that side by 2, I have to multiply this entire side also by 2. So if I multiply the whole thing by 2, I can say y equals 2x plus 1, or I can simplify that down a little bit and say that it's really still y equals on the right. Either side, doesn't matter. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 1 is 2. Okay. The next one, I have y here. I need to get rid of the 8 and the 3. Now, I told you always get rid of your addition and subtraction first, but that's when it's outside of the fraction. Because this is all built into one fraction, I have to break the fraction apart. The difference is this 3 wasn't involved in the fraction that we had, but this 8 is. So we're going to break the fraction first. To break the fraction, remember a fraction is really just dividing, so we're going to multiply. And you have to do it to both sides. So 3 times x is 3x, y plus 8. Now move the 8. 3x and 8 are not like terms, so 3x minus 8 is just 3x minus 8, and that's equal to the y. All right, next, I have to get rid of this, or I need y, so I have to get rid of the 6, the 2, and the 3. Now, just like with the fraction, I have everything inside of a parentheses, so it's all grouped together, and I can't separate stuff out until I get rid of that grouping. This 6 and the parentheses is what's causing the group. Right now I have 6 times all of that information. The opposite of that would be to divide by 6. So if I divide by 6, that's really a whole number 1, so I just have 2y plus 3. But you have to divide by 6 on this side as well. So x divided by 6, x over 6. Now subtract the 3. So I have x over 6 minus 3, those are not like terms, equals 2y. Okay, now divide everything by 2. X over 6 divided by 2 is really x over 12 minus 3 over 2 equals y. And I'm just going to leave them all as fractions. All right, point-slope form of a linear equation. Point-slope form is the formula y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. M is the slope. y1 and x1 are a point. Okay, the slope formula, m stands for slope, is when you subtract your y's in the numerator and subtract your x's in the denominator. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. That's probably what you're most familiar with, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. All right, write the equation of the line in point-slope form given the following information. So read here, it says in point-slope form. So I just need it to look like this, okay? So the slope of the line is -1/2. If I'm given the slope, I know that's m. And the line goes through the point -7, 10. This is going to be my x1 value. I don't know why I wrote it down here. And my y1 value. So if I use the formula, y minus y1, which is point slope form, equals m times x minus x1. I have y stays y minus y1 is 10, equals, the slope is negative 1/2, x minus x1 is negative 7. Now the only thing you have to do to clean this up is you can't leave a minus negative. If you subtract a negative number, that's really the same as adding it. So I have y minus 10 equals negative 1/2 x plus 7. Now, a lot of you are going to be bothered by that because you're so used to writing in slope-intercept form. But the directions said write it in point slope form. This is a great way to write a line. It doesn't have to always be in slope-intercept form. That's just easiest with some information. So we're going to leave it just like that. All right, if the line goes through the points 8, 2, and negative 4, 8, the first thing we have to do, so step 1, is find the slope using the formula. So we're going to subtract the y's on top, subtract the x's in the denominator. So if I take my second y is 8, minus my first y is 2, my second x is negative 4, minus my first x is 8, 8 minus 2 is 6, negative 4 minus 8 is negative 12. So that's really negative 1/2 is my slope. So now I know y minus y1 equals m negative 1/2 x minus x1. Now, it doesn't matter. You have 2 points to pick from. So for your y1 and your x1, you use either the 2 points you're given. I'm going to use 8 and 2. So y minus 2 equals negative 1/2 x minus 8. So if you use negative 4, 8, your answer would look different, but they're both describing the same line, so it's okay. Okay, we're going to write a line that's parallel to 3x plus 4y equals 8 and goes through the point 4, negative 3. First of all, you need to remember that parallel means same slope. If I give you 2 points, you use this formula to find the slope. But if I give you an equation, the only way you're going to know the slope is to get that equation into slope-intercept form so that you know where the m value is. So we're going to solve for y. So I'm going to minus the 3x. So 4y equals negative 3x plus 8. Divide everything by 4. So y equals negative 3/4 x plus 2. My slope, this is now in the form y equals mx plus b. So I know that the slope is negative 3/4. So now I'm going to use that slope and this point to write the new equation in point slope form. So y minus y1 is negative 3 equals m, or the slope, negative 3/4 x minus 4. The only thing I have to do is clean up the minus. Negative is really a plus. So y plus 3 equals negative 3/4 x minus 4. Okay, now if I need perpendicular to that equation and goes through the point 6, negative 2, perpendicular has slopes that change in 2 ways. They're opposite signs. So if it's negative, it turns to positive, positive turns to negative, and they're reciprocals. So the slopes will flip around the fraction. So if this is written in f of x is the same as y equals, so this is written in y equals mx plus b. So my slope, m, is negative 3. But if I need a slope that's perpendicular to that, then I'm going to change it. So this slope is negative 3 over 1. My perpendicular slope is going to be an opposite sign, so positive, and reciprocal, so 1/3. That's the slope I'm going to use. And I know I have this point. So now if I write it in point slope form, I have y minus y1 is negative 2 equals my new slope, the perpendicular is 1/3, x minus x1 is 6. Clean up the minus negative, so y plus 2 equals 1/3 x minus 6. Okay, the slope of the line y equals 7 and the slope of the line x equals -7. So I'm just going to draw a visual so we can figure out those two equations. If I have y equals 7, then I'm going to go to the y-axis, where y is 7, and that's this line here. So if I have y equals 7, that means everywhere on the line, my y values are 7. The slope of a horizontal line is 0. Okay? Now, if x equals -7, that's this line here, where every x value on the line is -7. The slope of a vertical line is undefined. All right?